welcome back to my page. It's Crystal Woody. So today was a really fun video. We're going to do 3 looks out of 1 palette. So this is the Morphe palette. It's the new 35052 palette. Let's get this open. This is your warm collection. All the warm colors that you desire are right here. So it's pretty scary if you think about it. If you're not a huge makeup person, this might be very overwhelming. There are a lot of colors to pick from. But remember, you can play with them, you can downplay them, you can smoke them up and make them real dark. So we're going to give you 3 looks today. A softer look, a pretty classic look, and then this is my finished last potent, strong, fun look that I had fun with creating from this palette. So if you have this palette, this how-to is going to help you create 3 looks from it. If you don't have this palette and you enjoy all these looks, then I recommend you go getting it. It's pretty affordable. They sell Morphe now at Ulta, so you can still order Morphe from the morphebrushes.com page, and there's many coupon codes that you can punch in to even get a discount on your first one. Let's go ahead and jump into the video and show you 3 looks today that you're absolutely gonna love, or at least I hope you love. So let's get started. This is the first look we're going for, and we're only using very minimal amount of colors, and it's all your discretion on how much eyeliner to wear. Everybody wears it a little bit different, but this actual color combo is going to be the soft and basic collection from our Morphe palette. So our first color we're going to use in our transition color is going to be this one right here. And for me, my transition shade needs to be above that crease line. So I have eyes that are slightly going into the hooded eye collection, and so what that means is the top part of my eye is starting to cover right in there. They haven't always been like that. I'm pretty sure that's a sign of aging. So basically what looks nicest is to make sure your transition shade, if you have hooded looking eyes, you make sure your transition shade is above that crease. Now if you have non-hooded eyes, your transition shade will not go as high. That will be more in the middle of the crease and just a little bit above. But for me, when I open my eyes, it kind of disappears. So that's why I need to make sure mine goes way up here into that high brow bone area. Our second shade we're going to use is this shade right here with a little bit of a pencil brush, because it's very small and tapered, and this is going to allow us to get right into that crease. Just like so, back and forth. Like they call this the windshield wiper motion. So it's just a little bit darker than the previous shade that we were just using. What we want to do is just show a little bit of depth to the actual eye color, so you can see the other eye makes it pop once it's all finished. It's very subtle, but just dark enough to showcase that crease section and make those eyes pop a little bit. I want to add just a little bit more of a darker shade, so I'm going to use this one as well. It's a little bit darker than the one we were just using. Go back, see, you can see it's just a smidge darker. Now you don't have to add this one. If you like it to be a little bit softer than this, then don't add this third shade at all. This is just my discretion because I love to make the eyes pop. And I love all the blending and all the different colors. I love it, love it, love it. So then the lash line color is going to be this really pretty frosty shimmery color. You want to make sure, since it has shimmer, to get your flat brush wet first. I'm going to use a setting spray, and then I'm going to dab it into that color. And now you're going to pat that shimmer goldish shade on the lid, and it's going to probably take a few times and get it really close to the lash line and into those corners. Take it up to the crease. All right, now we're going to use that same color and get into the corner of our eye, just like so, just like the other side. Go back to that pencil brush and use either your transition shade or that second darker color that I chose, and that will go on to your under eye area, and you're going to blend that up over here as well. Shadowing underneath the lower lash line is very detrimental to today's popular makeup looks. It really sets off and finishes the look completely, and it complements it really nice. Without it, I feel like you're missing part of your makeup look. Right, now a little trick I recently learned, which is why I don't have my foundation on, because we're going to do a few of the looks today, is use a makeup wipe or eye makeup remover and then make that sharp line just like this side and wipe it. So I've been using the new Garnier Skincare Micellar Cleansing Water, so just a little dab of that. And we're going to wipe away that excess that's underneath the eye. And make a nice sharp line, just like so. Nice, huh? If you're going for a more softer, natural look, maybe the liquid isn't the way to go, but I added it because that's how I like to wear my makeup. So I started off with this really cool new Maybelline, they're calling it Masterpiece Skinny. It's really cool. I got it just recently. Look how tiny that is, that applicator. And get on the inner waterline. I like it because it's so tiny. And I can get the top as well, very easy like. And then I went over it with a little bit of the liquid eyeliner, but you don't have to do that if you choose not to. Mascara, I think any of these looks will take it up another notch if you put falsies on any one of these looks. So even this more softer, subdued makeup look that we're doing, number one, if you added a strip of falsies, you just knocked this look into a potent, beautiful, outstanding, beautiful look. It could be a night light life look if you want. It can be just going to work. Personally, since I am a hairstylist, makeup artist, there's no problem with me wearing some false lashes to work. It only showcases my work some more. So, this is look number one, and I like it. I want you to try it. Let me know what you think. Okay, look number two is going to be more of a classic traditional look. One with a natural wing, and not a ton of dark colors as well, just dealing with a few and blending them in and giving a really classic traditional look. Definitely something that some of you might only wear on the weekends or the night out. However, again, and many other people might just wear it every day for the hell of it because it looks so good. So our first color, just like last time, because the palette doesn't offer too many light colors, we're going to go back in with that lightest transition shade, and that as well is going to go on our eyes above the crease. Always step back and take a look and see how it looks from a distance. I really like that. I think that's perfect, and that's how you judge if you like the color or not. So second brush will be that pencil brush that we used before, and this time the color we're going in with is the black. So be very careful because black is black and it can be dark. So tap and shake off the excess. You don't want too much. And this is very soft, feather-like motions. And remember, we talked about that V. This is a classic look. So your goal is to create it on the outer corners only and blend it in. Goal is to blend, blend, blend. Take a step back, and that's very harsh, so your goal is to blend, just like we said. So back to that brush we used for the transition shade, it probably has some left over on there, so that'll be easy, help blend it out. I don't like that I took most of it off, but that would be your discretion. If you like it to be a little softer like that, I like it to be a little bit darker, so I'm going to add a little bit more black again and layer it. You can get the idea. We're creating the V, the wing, with the shadow. Back to that blending brush we used previously. Now it's coming together. Now I see it. So now I'm going to dab some of that same transition color that we used previously, get right into that same spot above the crease line and just kind of blend it. Now back to the bottom and blend that as well. There we go. It's looking very nice. All right, now the one thing the palette is missing, as you can see, there are not many pale shades. I don't see any brow bone colors that we would use, and there's only the one true very light highlighter that we've already used in the first color. So unfortunately you have to dab into one of your other palettes or shadows that you have and make sure it's a very matte pale color. So we're going to use it in two different places on our look today. Where is that brush at? Okay, so this one is the Maybelline City Mini Palette. We're going to use this as the matte color we're looking for right now, and that's going to go on the brow bone, and then we're going to flat pat it in the bottom. And that's what's going to add that classic look that we're talking, which is predominantly all matte. There is no shimmer to this look whatsoever. Now this is going in your corner and blending into the shades, all three, or two shades that we just used. And I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye and add the wing liner and the lashes, and tell me what you think of the classic look that we created from this Morphe palette. Okay, so this is my finished classic look. You can see the dark that I blended into that transition shade with a nice classic black wing eyeliner. Now I had talked about using eyeshadow on the bottom, that it's a staple in today's look, but again, this one is classic. Classic typically means old but true, a good oldie but goodie. So there is no liner on the bottom, that's just mascara, and there is no shadow on the bottom of mine as well. It goes with that black wing look blended into a soft transition shade in the middle, and that paler color that you have to pull out from a different palette that has to be matte on your lash line, blending in up to the brow bone. Now this is one of my all-time favorite looks. I would love this look with a bomb ass falsies, and I think it's just like bam. and totally one of my favorites. So that's why I picked it to show you the how-to in the palette. And now let's go on to look number 3, which is going to be a very potent, a strong, bright type of a smoky eye, and that's exactly what this palette has to offer. I wanted to show you that you can do soft looks with a palette that has so many color variations of bright and potent and dark. However, now let's get into the real deal and show you how to wear a really fun, played up, warm look, because the palette's very warm. And let's add some red into our eye makeup. Does it scare you? It should. Down and dirty with look number 3, that potent dark and red and smoky look that is not for everybody, but I want to show you how to use this palette. So go ahead and grab your blending brush and let's get started with, you already know, my favorite blending color, which would be this one. You know the drill. Above the crease, if you have hooded eyes like me. Stuff. My eyes are sore. This was a really great idea. Who thought of this? Transition shade number 1. This one's going to be real smoky, so let's blow it out all the way out there and bring it in. Alright, use that same brush that we just used, kind of dab it off a little bit, and now we're going to go in with some darker colors in the crease. We're going to mix this red, this shade, and the one diagonal to it. Oh, over here, those two. So dab in both of those. Tap off the excess, and this one's going to go more into the crease all the way in. Make sure to bring it out a little bit. So you can see that when I open my eyes, the color is kind of hidden, like I talked about that earlier. So I'm going to go back and raise it up, same brush, just raise it up. Thank you. There we go. Now we can see it, and do the same on that side. You need to see it when we open the eyes. Very good. And you can still see the depth into the crease. Excellent. Alright, so now we're going to do a cut crease. I am aware that you probably already know what that is. If you don't, it's time you learn. So basically, you use a concealer. You're going to use a very small concealer brush. Dab your concealer onto your brush, and this is going to go in the center of ours up to the crease, which is why they call it cut crease, and work your way out. Now we're only focusing on the middle. I got a lot on here. This tape shape ain't no joke. So I'll just take it over to the other side. And then feather it out. This one was perfect because it didn't have as much product. Like I said, that tape shape ain't no messing around. It's good shit. I mean, stuff. This is where you're gonna grab another potent screaming color from that palette. So use your flat brush that we've been using all along, and let's get down and dirty and use this red. Girl, it looks scary. Looks real dark. Not used this yet, so right into the center. And patting it so it's like slightly fading off to the sides, but very strong into the direct center up to that crease. And let's do the same thing on the side. Yes, girl. Girl, I ain't messing around. That was real bright. I promise it'll look nice. We'll pull it all together. It'll look good. So let's go back to the pencil brush, and now we're going to feather some darker shade in there and into the corner as well. That'll coordinate. Let's use this maroonish color. Same over here. See how we softened that? And now this one you see more of a line. Soft, soft, soft. Blend, blend, blend. Soft, soft, soft. Blend, blend, blend. Perfect. And now we want a really nice shimmery shade in the middle. So grab that flat brush that we use, that potent red, but do not use that side. Go to the other side. Get it wet again, because remember, the shimmer doesn't adhere very well unless it's kind of wet. So let's go over here and let's try this shimmer. I again have not tried this, so I'm not sure if this is the winner. There'll be different variations, but the goal is on top of that, so not coming off very well. Now that's the only one in the palette that I could say is not being my friend right now. Okay, I'm not a big fan of it. It's not, this is just one color out of the palette that's not really working earlier. And let's use some of this pink, like that, and let's just pat that. Yes, a little bit of shimmer. That's what we were looking for right there. And pat that in the center. See? I think that the palette is absolutely amazing, and for the value, $23, you can't beat that. All those color choices that you get to pick from, to have for multiple different looks. And today we only did 3 looks, but we tried to showcase that you can get so many different appearances from one palette, and that's just 3 that we did today. Think about how many more we could achieve. Guaranteedly, you could get way more potent looks out of this. We can switch it up, but I gave you a guideline for this. You know, the how we did this setup with the cut crease. You could do the same kind of placement that we did today with the different colors from the palette, and not picking the exact same ones that I picked to try the bolder effect. So this would be my bolder like guideline, timeline we'll call it, for you to follow for step 1, step 2, step 3, 4, 5, etc., and accomplishing this kind of effect from that palette. Now, the palette itself is really nice. I feel the colors are very creamy. They, as we know, are very potent, and we are definitely happy with that part. The consistency of it is very consistent, not disappointing. I only found one shade that we worked with, that last color that was shimmer and not showing up well, that did not work for me. Now, could it be just mine? Maybe. Maybe they're not all like that, I'm not sure, but for the most part I think they are all pretty creamy, and that the actual accuracy of the color is what you see, what you get, actually comes out and is pretty smooth and potent and full of pigment all over the eyelids. So I'm pretty happy with that for the most part, other than the one that was in there. Now, another downfall I have is that it just doesn't have enough lighter shades. As you know, we used that same transition shade for every single color. I would have liked to have seen at least one more other lighter shade in there, and then of course one of the lightest that could exist to create in the brow bone color that we like to have a matte light pale shade that we went into that City Mini and used one of those colors from there. So I would have liked to have seen another transition shade and then another paler one in the collection. However, not every palette's going to give you everything that you're looking for, and if you are buying a palette like this, guaranteedly you already have other shadows at home, so it was not a problem for me to dip into another one to achieve the look that I was trying to go for. It Cosmetics, I like this one a lot. It comes with the bronzer, the blush, and the highlighter. We're going to use this whole thing, this whole one. Why not? So the other downfall that, I mean, it's really unimportant. However, we are discussing the palette, so let's, you know, talk about the critique. So the other thing that I noticed was on my palette, I have no numbers, no names for any of these colors, which is like very weird to me. My Jaclyn Hill palette, which is from Morphe as well, you turn the palette over onto the back side and it tells you each and every one of the names. Now for the tutorial, that's really the only purpose that you truly need the name for. You don't need any names just for your own personal benefit. However, in me, you know, enjoying some of the names that could have been like Wildfire or Shimmery Hot, something like that would have been fun, right? So I don't know if it actually came with names, but I had watched a tutorial or two on this same palette and the women were calling the colors by names. So again, was my palette missing the names or what? I'm not really sure, but there are no names on my palette, so it's one other downfall that I have as well with it. Also, while we are getting around the hairline, let me show you this other trick since we got into all those reds that you may not already know, and if you're not doing it, it's time to start doing it. So as you can see right here, I volumized my hair nicely, but let me just show you. I don't like to share this. This is a big deal. What? WTF, seriously? Like, when did that get there and why are you there? You were not invited, and I am seriously way too young to have all that. So, pull that palette out because this one's perfect for my hair color. Use that flat brush that we used earlier and dab into one of these shades that you feel is your hair color. Mine, I'm guessing, is this color right here. And get that brush nice and full of shadow. And now you're going to cover up those. What? Yeah, it is gone. Daddy gone, baby gone. It's long gone. Nobody needs to know. I am as young as I feel. I am as young as I look. I don't even need to get my roots done just yet. So any shadow that you have that matches your hair color, there you go. Answer solved until you come see me and sit in my chair and I will cover them roots up, girl. All right, see, just another thing we can use the palette for. Excellent. All right, let me put some blush and highlighter on, and I will step away and do my liquid liner and some lashes to finish this amazing look out, that complete it and show you the finished look, and you be the judge. It's pretty awesome. Yay, I like it. It's blinding. That's what they say. Blinding. Right, so this is the finished look. I put some falsies on, my liquid liner in the top, a little bit of liner on the inner, and I forgot to show you the shadow we put on the lash line. So I just used that darker shade on the bottom and that more potent red in the corner of my eyes. Looks really nice. This is a look you can finish. It definitely needs lashes, this kind of a look. It's so potent. It needs that finish wow factor. If you agree, yes. All right, so I'm going to put one of my favorite lipsticks on. It's so soft. It's awesome. It's from Lush. It's actually a little pot. It's called Latte. So simple. Let's finish this. Look up. It's so perfect to match this kind of coppery and reddish look we're going with. This is very smoothing, hydrating. Oh my god, I love the way it smells. Like a latte. Oh, it's awesome. I haven't worn this in a while, and I thought about it right away when I thought of our warm look. So the palette is awesome. If you need a warm go-to palette, this is your affordable one. This is awesome. It has all the colors you need, minus those light ones, but it's gonna give you that look that you want. Nice soft lip, what do you think? Perfect, because you don't want anything crazy with a very powerful eye, right? Bring down the lips a little bit when the eye is so strong. There we go. Excellent. I like it. I like it. Give me a thumbs up if you like, of course. Subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to tell your friends all about it. And I love you all, and have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.